Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I am Colleen Ballow. I work out of the headquarters office in the Office of Communications, for those of you who don't know me. Just wanted to do an introduction, and then I'm going to go through the agenda of what we want to cover today. So we have here with us Gracie Kosnick, who is from ODP Business Solutions. She is our specialist over there, solution specialist, who we have been working with for about the past year or so, trying to put this CDOT store together. And so Gracie is going to go over the new CDOT store site with us today, kind of the ins and outs of how everything works. And so I'm just going to kind of run through what she's planning to talk about so that you can kind of keep in mind for when you have questions that we might get to your question later. So the first thing, speaking of questions, that we wanted to cover is that what we're going to do is have everybody, if they have questions, put them in the chat box of this Google Meet. And I'm going to kind of pay attention to that. And Gracie will stop at the end of each section to ask me if there were any questions pertaining to what she just covered. And so that's how we're going to handle questions. So please don't raise your virtual hands, just use the chat box instead. So one thing I just wanted to go over quickly before I let you know what Gracie is going to cover is just to show you the new hub page that we have created for the CDOT store. And so I'm here on the hub homepage, and to get to the CDOT store, on the top menu under employees, we have CDOT store just towards the top of the list here. And there is a whole page that covers most of the important features about the store site. There's a link to the store just under the Our Services section that you can click on to get to the landing page of the store. There is my contact information under contacts on the right side of the page. There is some guidance on the store purchases, which are some of the things that Gracie's going to go over today. Scrolling down, there's a resources section with a few different documents that you might want to familiarize yourself with before making purchases. And then also a frequently asked questions section at the bottom. One more thing, and Gracie will go over this as well, but there's the item request form also located on this hub page. And she'll go into that more in detail. So just wanted to show you where this new store hub page lives. And what Gracie is going to cover is she'll start out talking about the landing page, which will include the browser options, the 2 levels of access, which are self-registration and PCard users, the feedback web form, and frequently asked questions. And then she'll kind of walk you through the self-registration experience, which is for the personal, taxable, non-reimbursable purchases. She'll go over site navigation, which shows you what to find where, how to add apparel and promotional items to your shopping cart, kind of walk you through that whole process of shopping. And then she will take you through the checkout process, order notifications, so how you can kind of tell that your order has actually been placed, the admin center, and then she'll walk you through the PCard user experience, which is for the tax-exempt business purchases. So with that, she will go over the user profile information that the PCard users have been emailed, passwords, bulk purchase items, and the checkout experience for the PCards. So with that, I am going to stop sharing my screen and turn it over to Gracie, who can run us through our new CDOT store.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So thank you all. Good afternoon. Excited to be here and excited to launch your storefront here. Go ahead and click present. And share. Give it a second here. Can everybody see my screen? Colleen, can you see it?
We can see it.
So go ahead and hide this down here. So again, thank you all for having me. We have a lot to pack in to an hour. So again, if you could hold any questions into that chat, Colleen will help me kind of manage that. And at the end of each section, I'll pause and try to answer as many as I can. So first things first, what you're seeing here is that landing page. So either if you're using your PCard login or trying to enter a personal purchase, you'll be utilizing this website. It's companywebstore.com/CDOT. And this is how you would access into the platform. So first thing that you see here, we have some navigational buttons over on the left. You have where you can enter in your username and password, and then we have some specific information here in the body of the landing page. So one thing I want to go over first is kind of website support. So this is mobile view available, and it is supported Chrome, Edge, Firefox by most major websites. So it's definitely going to be something you can use from your mobile as well. It should have a similar look and feel, just obviously for your phone. So we have those two different levels of access here, where we have PCard purchases, that means tax exempt. So you would have received an email from me directly this past Tuesday with your specific login credentials. So there is an internal approval process to make sure that you do have a PCard in order to place those tax exempt purchases. And that would go to Colleen if you did not receive some login directly from me. Please reach out to Colleen directly to get a login for you. Then we also have the personal credit card purchases that are taxable. So that's kind of the key difference between the two different user experiences, where you would use your personal credit card. We do have a different type of login experience here from a new user registration, where you kind of create your own account for your own personal purchases. Perfect. I'm going to pop over here and just go through these menu options over on the left first. I'm going to click into this frequently asked questions. It does live on your hub page as well. When you click on that link, it'll pop up a PDF here for you to review. This gives you our return policy. So keep in mind all the items that we have within the platform are mostly unit measure 1 for those personal purchases, and we do have some higher quantities for PCard purchases, but they are produced on demand and they are custom per your order. So we do have some limitations as far as what a return policy can allow, but please engage with our customer service team if you have any questions about a return policy. Production timelines. So we do have a standard because these are produced on demand. We have a standard of about 7 to 10 business days to receive your products. Now, those bulk purchased items, because they are in higher quantities instead of just one, they might take a little bit longer to receive. We have over here talking about the new login access. So if you wanted to register for your personal account, I'll go through that here shortly. Returning users, again, utilizing that login window. And then we also have here need help, the support center, which I'll go through. I'll pop over here to this landing page again. We do have the item requests that Colleen also spoke about. When you click into here, this is a web form that will route directly to Colleen. So there's a couple of use cases here. Obviously entering your contact information so Colleen knows who is requesting this. We're asking for you to utilize your personal email address if it's related to a personal purchase, and your CDOT email address if it is related to a PCard purchase. So Colleen, I'll pause there. Is there anything you want to add?
I think you covered it. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So in here in this item information, this is really intended to be used for if you have any feedback, maybe you don't see an item on the site that you want to order. If you are a PCard user and you have a specific event and you wanted to place a bigger bulk purchase item, or if there's any other feedback, maybe you had any other questions, you can fill out this form. So this is also available on the hub as well. And like I said, it'll route to Colleen, and then we will take direction from there. Perfect. We do also have the accessibility statement here below. You see this here. Each of the accessibility buttons are active. So if you click on any of these will pop up into the CDOT accessibility pages. If there are any questions, if you need any assistance with placing an order, Colleen is, again, your main contact, and she can assist you there. Perfect. So before I go into the new user registration, I'll pause here. Is there any questions?
I don't see any right now. We'll just give it 1 sec in case anyone's frantically typing.
No worries. This is the easy part to me.
Okay, let's move ahead.
Perfect. So over on the left, I'm going to pretend as if I want to go in and make my own personal account with my personal credit card information. So I'm going to click on this new user registration button. This will pop up another screen here. So we pull the email address here to create your profile. There is one kind of, when we're creating those PCard users, we use your CDOT email. Within our system, we cannot have anybody with the same login. Even if it's on a different account name, it is our kind of system company-wide. So we are asking for you to utilize your personal email address for your personal purchases here. That way, if you do have a PCard account, obviously we have different logins here. So I'll type in mine for right now. And again, to validate. Your password, obviously, choose what makes the most sense for you that you can remember. And the password hint, obviously, it's to your discretion. I'm just going to type in my generic version here. User information, obviously, my name and phone number. Shipping address. So this is where you intend to be able to ship your products that you order. So typically this might be your personal address. You will also have access to be able to add ship tos on the fly. So if you had to ship product to a different address in the future. With this contact name, this will be the attention to. Address. And down here, this is just the acknowledgement that you are checking off that this is intended for personal purchases with your personal credit card. Once you have filled this out and you click on register, you will gain instant access into the platform. So it says, congratulations, you are now registered. So you can reuse that login that we created here. So if you come back into that landing page and enter in your email address and the password that you just created. To go ahead and proceed to start shopping, we would click on this company store button. And then it brings up our fancy page here. So I'm going to pause for a second. Was there any questions about the self-registration form before I proceed?
I think we're good. Thank you.
Awesome. Perfect. So as far as navigating the site, we have a couple of different options. Each of these here, these category images, you can click inside of them to see those subcategories. We also have the drop-down menu here where you can see those directly as the subcategories as well. And then we also have a search functionality. In the search functionality, if you have a keyword, like type in tumbler, it'll show up products that have the word tumbler included. If you type in shirt, there's many shirts that can pull up. So this is just multiple different ways to be able to search for a product. You can always click on this home button and it'll bring you back to these main categories as well. So we can dive in. Perfect. I'm going to go in and add an apparel item first. So I'm going to go in here and click into the men's section. So each item that we have on here is produced on demand, as I stated before. So with that, everything that you see over to the left is technically a virtual proof. Each item that we have on the site is going to be decorated with an embroidery logo, typically left chest for most products. You'll see some of them are centered as well. You can click inside of this and see a little bit up close here. We also have multiple color options. If you click into these, you can see that they would change as well. There's also available a size chart, and this is specific per product. So this will help you make sure that you select the appropriate size, as well as the product information. So this talks about, the fabric and things like that. So over here is where you're going to build out which product you want to add to your list and ultimately add to your cart. So we have the different color options over to the left. If you click into this drop-down menu, you will also see those color options here. So each of these have already been pre-selected with the appropriate colorway of the CDOT logo. So I'm going to choose this deep royal with full color logo. So you'll see that show up here. If there were multiple options of a logo selection, that would be in a drop-down, but this one is specific to that color. So we'll keep that selected there. Then next we would choose whichever size. Again, the size chart is listed available up here, and that is specific per product. Once you have your size selected, you would come in here and enter your quantity, and then you would create your list. In our kind of scenario, we're building out these company stores. Some might be utilizing a corporate purchase. So you could come in here if you're trying to order multiple sizes. If I change this to a medium, maybe I needed a quantity of 2, I could come down here and build out my list with those different sizes. So you'll get a summary and a quantity. You can remove these, but in order to add this list, add this product to my cart, I would come up here and click Add List to Cart. It's kind of a unique situation there. I think there might have been a question, so I'm going to pause real quick, Colleen.
So the question is, why is there a picture of a backpack but no backpack offered? Which I think is just an oversight. I think when we were putting the site together, that was sort of a beginning image, and I think it just didn't quite get updated to what our actual products were. So that's a good note that we'll take so we can get that updated for the future.
Perfect.
So thanks for pointing that out.
Absolutely. It's a good call out. Here, we're starting to build out our cart. So we have the cart button over here on the top right. You have a couple of options where you could cancel to remove every item from your cart. Continue shopping will obviously bring you back to this homepage. So I'm going to pop in here to a promotional item. And to your point, the bags. So this is a great feedback option for that web form. If you're looking for a backpack, I think we've already gotten feedback for a laptop bag. So the goal is to use that form so we could start building out additional products that you guys are looking for. Just want to click on this Bayview zippered tote. So some items might only be offered in one colorway. That's brand specific. So we are adhering to the CDOT brand guidelines here. So size chart here, one size fits all, or you're going to see OS. So we're going to spell, it's not going to be spelled out. So you'll see that for most of the promotional products, because size obviously doesn't apply because it's not a garment. So you'll see that there. Product info will give you a lot of the details as far as the materials and the sizes as well. So here, same concept. If I wanted to add one to my cart, I'm going to add one to my list, kind of create my list below, and then I add this list to cart. I'm going to pop over and add a hat really quick. We have hat options. So you see, I could just go straight to that navigation as well. The product, select my color here over to the right. One size fits all. Type in my quantity, add my quantity to list, and then add that to cart. So I'm going to pause for a second. Colleen, is there any additional questions as far as navigating and adding products to the cart?
Looks like one just came in. Is there any discount for ordering 10 or more items for PCard users?
Perfect. So actually, we have these bulk purchase items that are at a higher quantity for more of a discounted rate. So that would be a good example if you have a batch where you wanted to order 10 or more of an apparel item. That's a good use case, again, for that web form where we can help you process a manual order to get you a bulk discount. And that's also something that we could evolve into this bulk purchase items. If there's a frequently ordered t-shirt or something like that, we're always happy to accommodate that as well. Good question.
All the questions, thanks.
Absolutely. So we're going to go into our checkout process. I'm going to click on this cart again. So in the shopping cart, you can see I could click into the products here, go in and make modifications. You can delete items from your cart by clicking on the little red buttons here. But if everything is in here and I want to proceed, I will click on the submit button below. This will take you into the checkout experience. So what you will see here first is that order level assignments. So coupon codes and promo codes, it doesn't apply for CDOT today, but it could potentially in the future. So look out for some additional communication there. You will get another summary here below where, again, you can modify your cart, remove items. This message field is specific per user. So you would see this in your order history if there's something specific. Let's say this, you're ordering this for somebody named Mark, or you want to have any sort of line item comments. This will be specifically for you to see on your invoice, basically. Over to the right, you're going to see your item subtotal, and you're going to also see estimated taxes. So this is pulling based off of the address that I entered during that self-registration form. But if I were to go in and modify my address in the next screen, those taxes could change based off of that shift too. So this is where it shows estimated and an estimated total. You could come over here and clear all products out of your cart. And when you make some adjustments here with these messages, notes here, like update. It's pretty basic here. There are some additional messages in here, but I'm going to go ahead and click continue. This is where I'm going to verify my ship to address and enter my credit card information to submit the order. Click on continue. So up at the top is where we have the blue box with step 1 and step 2. So these are the two actions within this page that you want to validate. So we can click here and edit that ship to address. So again, it's going to pull based off of what I entered into that web form to create my profile. But I could also always come in here and click add a ship to. So that ship to ID is kind of specific. So you want to name it. Submit here, and now you see my information has updated. See this update here. Now the contact name, so this is going to be your attention to as well on your shipping box. So if the contact name were to change, you can update that here as well. Once you've confirmed that your shipping address is accurate, you come over here and click this little update button, and it brings us back to the screen. You'll see the update here in the shipping address and the summary details. And step 2 is where we're going to add in our credit card information in order to process the order. So here in this middle section is where we have credit card payment. So you would click on Add New Card, enter your credit card information and the billing address specific to that credit card. Once you have this information filled out, you would click the Submit button at the bottom left. That will update in this screen. Same thing here below about gift cards. It's not something that we utilize for the CDOT account right now, but it could be utilized in the future, so look out for more communication there. Once you have validated your credit card information, you would click this Update button at the bottom right again. Again, I have no information, so I apologize. We're using this for demo purposes. Once you had all of that information there, again, you'll get your summary here in this customer details where you want to validate that shipping address as well as your billing address. You get a summary here again. These preview images on the left, you might notice that they don't show that royal color anymore. It's just pulling a thumbnail image from that original product. So your color selections they will not pull over when you come into your cart. Just keep that in mind. You'll see over here, we do have actual taxes applied now, so it doesn't show estimated. We have our fees associated as well. Once you are confirmed and you want to place your order, you will click the Submit button here.
And Gracie, just to clarify, so it's the thumbnail version that will all look the same no matter what color you pick.
Correct.
But in the text itself, it will say which color that you chose.
Exactly.
Okay.
You see here, Deep Royal is what I actually selected, even though over to the left, it's just pulling that product image that we have in our categories.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Pause here for a second. Is there any questions that we may have?
So we have a couple question about bulk item purchase. Maybe we'll save that for when we talk about the PCard.
Okay.
Let's see. There's another question from Carol. If a PCard is used in the credit card information, but the user ID is not for a PCard user, will a pop-up occur telling me that?
It will not. So that is up to that end user. The PCard purchases do need to be tax exempt. So this is where we have to have 2 different user experiences because of our business needs, our business cases behind the scenes, to be able to apply that tax code per ship to. So to Colleen's point, we'll get into more details about the PCard user experience shortly.
Okay.
Awesome. So, perfect. Once you submit your order, you will receive an email confirmation that is a summary of the order that you just placed. So this is kind of an example of what it will look like. You'll have your order number, the date that it was placed, the account information, and your contact information, as well, again, a quick summary of the products that you ordered and your total. You will also receive a tracking notification. So you may receive multiple tracking numbers. It's dependent on the supply chain behind the scenes of where the product is being produced. So look out for multiple shipment notifications. You will be able to click into the tracking information to pull up UPS directly to track your product. Okay. Let's pop over to this admin center and let me show you some functionality there. You can click on the admin center resources link here first. It'll bring up all the menu options into like a view here. So we have your order status and history. So I'm logged in as a user right now that I do not have order status and history. However, you could come back and view all your previous orders. You can get the same view to pull your tracking information as well. Come back over here to Admin Center, resource links again. We have the site guide. So this is also available if you have any questions about the ordering process. This is our generic user guide, so there might be some additional information that isn't relevant to CDOT, but this is available to you as well. One thing here is how to change your password. So you can come in and change your password if needed as well. One thing I also want to call out is our support request up at the top. So this will engage to our support center directly. If you have any questions about an existing order, you can click here to submit a ticket. In here, if you start typing in CDOT, well, if you just type in CDOT as your company name, they will know. And you'll fill out your information here. Now, keep in mind, this will route to our ODP 360 support team. They can engage with Colleen if it's something out of their jurisdiction. But if you're looking for, where's my order? I don't have any tracking information. You have questions about the invoice. Please utilize the support center and a support ticket. I'll pause there for questions.
And Gracie, would you mind just going back to the admin center and resource links? Or sorry, order status history, I think it was.
Okay. I might need to pop in as an additional user to see like
I just wanted to, I don't know if you mentioned this, but when I was going through this earlier, I forgot that I needed to click on the button that says search to actually make it do what I'm asking it to do.
Yes.
So I just wanted to call that out to everybody that, you know, once you fill out the proper drop downs or information, you do need to click on the button that says search for the information to populate in there for you.
Good call out.
Thank you.
Very good call
I don't see any more questions just now.
Perfect. So I think next that we have on the list is to go through that PCard experience. So I'm going to come here to that admin center and log out. And it brings me back to this home page. Don't know why I did that. There we go. So with a PCard user, again, you would receive an email from me with your login credentials. So I have one for myself. You are going to share the similar products. It is the same company store. Come up here and click on that company store to see the same view. So they do share the same products. One of the bigger differences is obviously the account settings because this is a tax-exempt environment utilizing those PCards. So I'm going to come over here and let's see, add in a product really quickly. Same concept, same exact ordering process from all scenarios. So I'm going to go ahead and click submit and show you some of the key differences here. Here you're going to see estimated taxes show as $0. Now that is again based off of the ship to ID. Same applies. We aren't utilizing coupon codes or promo codes today, but it may come up in the future. You can add, again, messages here in the line item that this is for a specific event. And come over here and click that update button again to make sure that it saves my message. And I'm going to click on continue to go to the next page. So here is where we have a little bit more of some limitations because of the tax exempt settings. So everyone shares a address book. So when you click on that little, if you saw me click on that magnifying glass, you will see ship to addresses that have already been entered. So if you remember, I know Colleen kind of did a survey a long time ago to get everybody's addresses. So we actually, ODP 360, have to create each of these ship tos because of the tax exempt codes. So this is something specific where you will not be able to create a ship to on the fly utilizing a PCard. If you do have a new ship to that you need to add, that would be a request to Colleen, where you could email her directly or utilize that item request to add an additional ship to the PCard users. So everything in here has already been predetermined based off of the feedback that we've gotten, so that we use the same terminology. So I'm just going to select one of these here. So you'll notice we don't have that add ship to button in this experience. When you do choose your address here, make sure you're updating the contact name so that it reflects onto the shipping address, or the shipping label, sorry, not address, shipping label. Once I've confirmed that, I'm going to click on update here. So again, something that you want to verify, taxes are going to be 0 because of that. Same concept about selecting your payment type and entering your credit card information here. So click on new card, type in your PCard information and the bill to information for the PCard. Once you have validated that everything is correct here, you would click the submit button down here below to submit the order, and then you would get that same order confirmation and shipment notifications once they've shipped. I think I'm going to pause there. Colleen, is there anything that I might have missed? That was pretty quick.
I don't think you missed anything there that I know of. Do you want me to go into the question about the bulk purchase right now?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So Michael and Amanda both commented or questioned about bulk items. They said, is there a reason that the ice wall cooler is only available as a bulk purchase item? And then Amanda noted there are several that are bulk purchase, but not individuals.
Correct. So due to the supply chain, we have a very unique solution within ODP 360, where we have a plethora of items that we can offer in unit of measure 1, but then there are most promo items out there that might not be available in that unit of measure 1. So they are different products, and this was curated from the CDOT team in this initiative. So if there's specific items that you're looking for, and it could be something that we do have in a unit of measure 1, but you want to see a bulk price discount if you're ordering multiples, we can accommodate that offline. We can also, again, the goal is to expand the platform for what you guys want and need. So this is just our first stab. So I'm sure over the next couple of weeks, we'll be getting some more information from you guys of what you're really looking for to add to the platform.
That is a good point. And we do have a couple of items, some drinkware coming for that you can buy by the each. That should hopefully be there in the next, what would you say, like week or so? Yeah,
they should be there the next couple of days. Absolutely.
Okay. But yeah, like Gracie said, we're taking all the feedback, and this is sort of our phase 1 of the products we're offering right now. So we'll kind of gather that feedback and see what we might want to add in the future. We did have another question from Liz Volk. My PCard related question is about CDOT policy, so probably more for Colleen than Gracie. Are these items, especially bulk, only supposed to be for CDOT employees, or are we allowed to purchase them as giveaways for external partners as well? I don't know if there's anyone on this call that could speak to this better than I could. I know that in PD 1200.5, which is the employee appreciation PD, it goes over how employee appreciation money can be spent and how that relates to things on the CDOT store site. It also has a little section that says that CDOT branded clothing, coffee mugs, or keychains from any store may not be purchased using a region, division, branch, or office's own cost center, with the following exceptions. It doesn't list giving items out to other parties as an exception. I don't know if there's another PD I'm not familiar with that addresses this, but I don't think so. So Liz, I can try to get an exact correct answer for you, and maybe we can add that to the frequently asked questions section and make sure we get that answer for you later. We have another question from Carol. Are the number of items associated with each bulk items the minimum number I can order?
Correct. That is absolutely correct. So when you click into this product, you'll see like 120 plus. So if you wanted to add in 125, you can still do that. It is just the minimum order quantity.
So if you tried to put in 5, will it just say you haven't met?
Correct.
Is it? Oh, must be. Okay. Must be equal or greater than 120. Perfect.
Yep. Perfect. Good question. Very good question. Are there any other questions out there? Anything that you might want to see?
I don't see any other questions right now. Maybe we'll just give everyone just another minute in case something comes to them.
That's great. Keep in mind, I'll just throw out some information. I mean, ODP 360, we are a very large promo and apparel provider. So this is a very, very small selection of the products that we could source for you. So keep in mind, if you have special projects or specific events and you're looking for a specific promo or apparel item, we have Warren, who works with Colleen. So Warren works obviously for Office Depot 360, and he's your sales partner. So we will help you in selecting products or helping you find, you know, something for a specific event and a price point like that. So I keep going back, but utilize that form that we created in the landing page so that it engages with Colleen. So if you want to, if there's specific product links or anything like that, we will do our best to find the exact item for you.
Tracy, could you maybe just show everybody where that form is one more time?
Absolutely. I want to come back over here. Yeah, I'm going to log out. So under this admin center, there is the logout button. So this will always bring you back to that landing page. Again, it's companywebstore.com/CDOT. And again, / that's after the fact. Over here on the left menu page, we have this item request button. So this is what will bring up that link, this form. Again, email address specific. If it's for a personal purchase, please utilize your personal email. If it's for a CDOT PCard purchase, please utilize your CDOT email. That will help us understand kind of the goal here. And then you have this request type. If it's a one-time order for a specific project and you want to have a specific item name, obviously the notes here, add any product links or anything like that. If there's something specific you want to see added to the company store, like a backpack or a laptop bag, you can request that here as well. Again, also other, if there's any other sort of feedback, if there's other products that you'd like to see on the site. So you'll see that here. The goal is to try to get some engagement from y'all and develop the site to suit your needs.
Thank you. Okay, we have another question, which I think you might have touched on. How long is it taking for items to reach the customer?
Yeah, absolutely. So here on this frequently asked questions page is where we have kind of our standards. So anything you're ordering in that unit of measure 1 typically is about 7 to 10 business days to be in hands. The bulk purchase items, depending on the quantity, it could take a little bit longer, probably more like 14 to 21 business days. And obviously, if we're working on a one-off project with you outside of the site, we would have a specific timeline to provide to you there.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Gracie, but I think there were a couple of items that we did offer, like it might have been like some of the North Face things that it did mention in the product description that it might take a little bit of extra time. And I think you had said it might just be like an extra day or two.
Oh,
if at all.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. With some of the name brands, because of the supply chains and us getting that apparel item in stock, or because of the material that's utilized, there might be some additional measures in place just to make sure that the embroidery comes through correctly. So it might take an extra day or two for some of those bigger name brands, specifically North Face is one that we have that in there in the item description.
Okay, and then another question, which I think kind of relates to the one that Liz Volk asked, from Amanda. It says, I have people asking about doing a conference where we are the featured state and want to hand out things. So Amanda, I think that's sort of the same thing where I need to get a very clear answer on if that's something that we can do. So look for maybe some clarification on that in the frequently asked questions, which will be in the site itself, what Gracie just showed you, and on the hub, the CDOT store hub page.
Perfect. Good questions. I like it.
Does anyone else have any more questions for Gracie or me?
We will be taking these recordings and also posting them here within this page to reference. So anybody that couldn't join this meeting will be able to attain them there as well.
Thank you. Yes, and it'll be on the hub as well.
Yep. Awesome.
All right. I think everybody seems like they're clear.
Fantastic. Thank you all for your time today.
Thank you so much, Gracie, for being here and all the work you've done for us to get the site launched.
Right back at you. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.